Welcome to my YouTube channel, Manoj Networker. Today, our topic is MNC versus startup. Well, I am sure many freshers find it hard time in thinking and understanding the differences between these two terminologies, even though they sound like a familiar. So basically, MNC stands for multinational company, and startup means, as the name suggests, it's just starting up, or the ideas is in progress, or the new thoughts are just ticking in. So, which of these can potentially take an individual career to new heights? So, where to join and start the career? You might have so many questions about how's the learning path and technical path. So, job security, social status, work environment, so many things. So, let's try to break it down one by one. So, firstly, size and scale. So, actually, the startups are typically small scale enterprises characterized by their limited resources, including personal and capital. So they are basically in the initial stages of development and are focused on scaling their operations rapidly. Whereas MNCs, on the other hand, they are multinational corporations. They are massive conglomerate with a vast workforce and substantial financial resources. So they have their well established global presence and often operate in multiple countries. And worker groups, so if you talk about startups, so startups may have limited number of work groups. So people, mostly they have flat reporting hierarchy, whereas MNCs have clearly predefined goals and objectives for any project, and with a preset of business line managers and project managers to rearrange the work if any of urgent requirements, and may have complex reporting and managing hierarchy that you will get in MNCs. And if you talk about financial status and operational status, startups, they don't have much financial status, and they are low in budget as compared to any given MNC, and they will look for active investors in expanding their business and will always look for capital ventures. Whereas MNCs, they are well stabilized financial status and may operate in multiple countries and continents, offer high-end operational status and capabilities as compared to a startups. And if you talk about innovation and flexibility, so startups are highly innovative and adaptable, willing to pivot their strategies quickly based on market feedback and changing circumstances. Whereas MNCs, they may struggle a lot with the innovation, even though if they wanted to innovate, they should have some sort of change process, and that will be slow. So many approvals are needed, and it's a bit challenging for any MNC to innovate and for the flexible model. And job security, if you talk about, yes, startups may have less job security and work allocation basis as compared to MNCs, because in MNC they will offer for a bench period even if the projects gets completed. So job security obviously in MNC you may get as compared to a startup. So if you talk about learning path and career improvement, so in the startups, so it's a flat hierarchy with limited resources. So one should get more workload and learn more technical skills, and sometimes they may need to extend their actual working hours, and they may not expect any additional perks and benefits. Whereas in the MNCs, there are multiple teams to work and can focus on any one area or any one task mostly, and no need to extend any working hours because multiple persons will be available and they all will be available in multiple shifts, and no, and the perks and benefits also will be more as compared to startup. And the market recognition and social status, yes, for startups there is no high level of market recognition, and social status is also limited, whereas for an MNC, good market reputation with high social status. So not to forget, a startup company can be evaluated with time, can be a MNC company. So just for example, so Flipkart, that was started way back in 2007 with limited resources and financial abilities. So constantly evolved into an big MNC that is based out of Bangalore, and they are the pioneers in the e-commerce that everyone know. And finally, which one to choose for work? Well, that completely depends on each and individual preferences. But I suggest for freshers, it's worth starting their careers to start with startups, so they learn to manage their high workloads, multiple tasking, in-time deliverables, etc. And each type of company has its their own unique strengths and challenges, and the choice between working a startup or with MNCs ultimately depends on their individual performance and the career goals. So I hope the session is informative and understandable. So if I missed any points, feel free to add it over here, and where your first company is. So which have you worked in startup or MNC? So please comment. Thank you.